More talk, more fun, more laughs. The Lori Moore Show is underwritten by the Kalamazoo Community Foundation. Love where you live. It's time for the Lori Moore Show. Here is your host, Lori Moore.
We have a really great show for you today. We're going to tell you about a special event coming up at Pretty Lake Camp. If you've never had the opportunity to get in there and check it out, we're going to tell you about an event coming up on the 4th of July. We're also going to meet two very impressive people who have taken adversity, turned it around with ways to help others. The first is Brian Culver.
I'm Brian Culver with Abakon Financial. In 1994, I was injured in a car accident, and I know how life can change in an instant. I can help you be ready for the unexpected with a plan for your financial future.
Steve and his wife Kate are about to retire with $400,000. What if they run out of money? A guaranteed income plan paying out an annual minimum for the rest of their lives may be right for them.
Protect yourself from the unexpected. Schedule your free consultation with Abakon Financial and get your plan started today.
Abakon Financial, the founder and licensed advisor for Abakon Financial, Brian Culver, is with us today. Brian, it's good to see you.
It's good to see you, Lori.
I have to tell you, I had the great pleasure of meeting you last week. You looked a little bit different last week. Something different with the hair.
Yeah, well, you know, I like to grow it out every few years and donate it to a group that helps kids with cancer.
And
I figure as long as I'm coming on the show, I should probably look a little clean cut.
Well, you look very handsome.
Well, thank you very much.
You had an accident a number of years ago that really changed your life. You were very active. You were a firefighter. And then what happened?
Yeah, I was a firefighter. I was 21 years old. I was in my third year of college. I had played a couple years of baseball. I was a real good athlete. I was up at Michigan State preparing to play football and baseball. I came home to visit my family and some friends. I came around a curve and there was a semi-truck parked alongside the road. Then I guess I jerked the wheel of my car to avoid the truck and it spun around and I went backwards. Then when I hit the truck, my neck kind of went back like that over the neck rest and it broke my neck. Then the next thing I knew, I woke up in Borges Hospital and it was probably 10 days or almost 2 weeks after the accident and I had no idea what had happened. When I woke up in the hospital, all I could do was blink my eyes and that's the only thing I could move.
Yikes. You went into rehab in Denver for a period of time. And that was rather life-changing for you in many ways.
Certainly. You know, I was in Borges for almost 3 months. But at that time, I had to choose a rehab center to go to. There was a guy from the Detroit Lions named Mike Utley who broke his neck in a football game about a year and a half before my injury. And so I wanted to know, where did the guy from the Lions go? Because I was really dead set on wanting to do rehab and get better. Just that was the athlete part in me, wanting to do what I could do to get better. So I went to Denver and I met with Mike Utley when I was out there. And I had the opportunity to learn about some rehab centers in Miami that I'd went to. And he really helped get me on the path towards rehabilitating more so than just figuring out how I was going to live with the injury.
And you're still an action-adventure guy, and you have parlayed that into a nonprofit organization.
Yes. Well, you know, as a fireman, running in and out of burning buildings and, you know, helping people that are in car accidents is quite an adrenaline, you know, packed job. And we had noticed a few friends of mine that were injured and after I'd been hurt for a few years, we noticed that there weren't really any support groups that were out there doing really cool stuff. So about 10 years ago, we started a group called the All-American Role Models. Then our main focus was to set up events that would allow people with disabilities to challenge themselves, then accomplish feats that most people without a disability are scared to do. Then it gives them a great sense of confidence and a great boost of self-esteem. Then that's what some people with disabilities need, is they just need someone to say, wow, I'm impressed with what you did because I wouldn't do that.
The All-American Role Models, R-O-L-L.
That's right,
I like that. That's cool.
R-O-L-L.
That is really cool. While you were in rehab, not only did you get your life back in order physically, but you discovered the next phase of your life, which was financial planning.
Yes. Well, you know, Lori, when I was in the hospital, I don't really do the soap operas or the judge shows. And so you can only watch SportsCenter so often. And they were telling me, Brian, you just need to lay here and relax. And I'm not good at relaxing. We just need to lay here and get better. So there was a kid from New York that went to the rehab center, and his dad was a Wall Street trader. But I remember when I was in high school, I had won the stock market contest when I was like a senior or a junior, that I was always interested in the market. But he said, you know what, there's this new show called CNBC that just started a couple years ago. You should watch that and it'll teach you about the stock market. So every day I would watch CNBC all day long. But I would start learning all about the stock market and stocks and the economy. And then every day at lunch, I would grill this trader guy. But I would ask him all my questions that I had. And when I was in the hospital, I had been fortunate enough, I had a good job when I was in college. I had got some lost wages that had built up. So when I came home, and they had this new thing called the internet, this AOL, you got mail stuff. So I went to Chicago and I met with a broker, and they had all these flashing screens all over their office. Then I'm like, hey, can you guys like beam all this to my computer over this new AOL stuff? Then I think I may have got like one of the first internet stock trading programs ever invented. But that's basically what I did for the first decade of my life. As I was rehabbing and getting better, I still had to earn a living, so that's what I did.
And that's what you've been doing with Abakon Financial. For our viewers, what kind of services can you provide through your company?
Well, you know, Lori, when I do something, I like to do it all the way. So when I decided 4 years ago, to get my financial licenses, I got licenses that allow me to do just about everything. I can provide, I run a retirement program for a company in town. I help individuals with individual accounts and IRAs and college programs. I sell life insurance. I offer annuities, which is like, that allows people to get income for the rest of their life if they're scared they could outlive their money after they retire. So I have the ability to do just about anything that you could think of in financial services, because I made it a point to get all of the licenses, so I never had to send a client of mine to go see someone else to get something done. If they need it done, I can take care of it and handle it for them.
Fantastic, because you say you have to expect the unexpected, and you know all about that, don't you?
That's right. You know, you need to be prepared in this life, and you need to have a plan, and things are not always going to go the way that they were planned. And I think that sometimes having an advisor working with you can help get you through those adversities and those times when things may be a little uncertain. You know, it's hard for a lot of people because they have when they're middle-aged, they have a dilemma where they have to pay for their kids' college, then somehow save to retire in 20 years.
Right. Oh,
so
it's
how am I going to do both?
dilemma.
How am I going to pay this guy, my kid's college and save so I can retire in 20 years?
Sure, but you're the guy. You're the guy who can help them.
I'm the guy.
Abakon Financial. If you want information about Abakon Financial, there it is. And how about your nonprofit, too, your All-American Role Models? If anyone out there knows of someone that could benefit and enjoy that, how do we get in touch with you there?
The best way to do it is our allamericanrolemodels.com. Go to our website.
Fantastic.
Contact us through the website. Our office is based out of the Disability Network here in Kalamazoo, so they can always get a hold of us, but the best way is just good old internet.
Thank you so much, Brian.
Thank you, Lori.
Great
I really
to see you.
appreciate my time with you today.
Our pick of the day, Crawl Space Eviction, will be performing Econ, inspired by the subject of economics and featuring their second annual downtown garage sale. You can shop before the show or at intermission. It's happening Friday and Saturday, 8 o'clock at the Epic Center at the Judy K. Jolliffe Theater. For more information, go to crawlspacetheater.com. Our next segment is with Michigan Personalized Home Care, one that Brian knows very well. We're going to tell you about their services when we come back on The Lori Moore Show on your CW7.
You're watching The Lori Moore Show.